starting up. It just takes a minute. Okay. It is Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and here I am. I'm excited this week because we're talking about life balance. So I'm in a mom's group called MOPS. A lot of y'all are probably familiar with MOPS. And I polled them to kind of see what their biggest struggle was as a mom. And the theme that kept coming up was life balance. They didn't call it this, but it was not having enough time to do all the things you need to do. And I think whether you have kids or don't have kids, whatever it is going on in your life, it's busy. Like, life gets crazy, and that's just how it is. So I thought we would tackle life balance, and I'm very excited because it's something that I struggle with too. So I spent the week reading up on, looking at TED Talks, trying to get a handle on how other people approach life balance and what research has been done with life balance. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my hair. I can't do this with the screen. Like, it's really hard. Anyway, and I found a lot of interesting things, and I'm going to read to you some of the lines. Y'all have heard me say that I hate the link baity lines that are like, we'll fix all your problems, because I think it's a load of crap, and I don't believe it, and it makes me angry and frustrated. So, that being said, everything I'm going to say today, take it, leave it, whatever works for you. What doesn't work for you, you can disagree, and that's okay. This is just my perspective and my thoughts on the matter, so if something's helpful, that's great, and if not, well then, I don't know, tune in next week and we'll see what else we can do. Okay, so some of the link baity topics that I heard on life balance. Let's see here. The only real way to find work-life balance, the only way, there's only one way apparently. Let's see here. This man has the perfect work-life balance. You can too. Nobody's the same, so I don't think it's gonna work for everybody. Or my personal favorite that I came across, how to stop screwing yourself. I thought that one was kind of funny when it came to life balance. And I also found a article. This one resonated with me. It's time to kill the fantasy that is work-life balance. I'm not trying to kill off unicorns or anything. Isn't my unicorn pretty? I can't draw, you guys. I can't draw. I'm a photographer. Drawing is not my thing. But it's there for entertainment purposes. So, how to kill the fantasy that is work-life balance. And that is kind of what I agree with. I think that, I don't think it exists. I think it's impossible. So, let's talk more about that. In that article, they discussed polling people and trying to get a sense of how people approach it. And a lot of people said you just need a new concept for it. I have been spending the week trying to think of a new term for life balance, work-life balance, life balance, whatever you want to call it. Life has a lot of things that are going on in it. And I couldn't come up with a good term, but I'll give you some of the ones that they said. They talked about it being more fluid, work-life integration, work-life harmony, work-life blend. So those are some ideas to kind of approach it in a different way. My sister-in-law talked about it being a pendulum. Like, as soon as you get one thing set, the pendulum swings the other direction, and like you have not a lot to do, and then you have too much to do, and then you have not a lot to do, and it's hard to find that middle ground. For me, it's just a matter of keeping my head above water with all the things that are going on. I just can't seem to keep up with everything. It's really hard, and I feel like we make it harder on ourselves by having those expectations to begin with, that anybody should be able to keep up with all the things that we have going on in life. I just think that it's impossible. So here's my analogy. I have props today. I'm going to have to do this with my left hand. I practiced with my right hand. This is going to be harder. So my analogy is this pizza pan. So I think when you think of work-life balance, or life balance in general, I have tape on it, you think about, excuse me, you think about more of a, let me put this down. You think about, hi Hillary. You think about a, something like this, like a seesaw, right? And so you've got the fulcrum in the middle, it's this part that balances, and you've got weight on one side, and when this side gets heavier, this side doesn't have as much. So like, let's say this is the kids and somebody gets sick. So this side goes down and your work life suffers. So then work needs more attention, right? And so it gets heavier and it goes down and the kids go up, and it's this kind of balance. But I think that's the wrong way to think about it. Thanks, Hillary. I know, it's pitiful, isn't it? I think this is the wrong way to think about it because life has a lot more than just two things going on it. So if you think about it as a, excuse me, a pizza pan, right? If you think about it as spherical, as circular, and you still have the fulcrum at the center on the bottom, even with nothing on the pizza pan, it's it is kind of hard to balance. I did it. I think we should think of life balance like this. These are all the things that are going on in our life would be up here. And I liked the term more fluid because I think that life really is more fluid. So imagine trying to balance this with water on top. Impossible? No. Really, really, really hard? Yes. I wanted to throw a curse word in there when I'm trying to hold back. Anyway, it's really hard to balance this with water. And not only that, but the water sort of has a mind of its own when it comes to life. You know, kids do get sick. And so it's not just if I can get the water evenly balanced and hold really still and make it just perfect so it sits just like it's supposed to, the water kind of comes to life. It's like, it's like in Moana. Look, I watched too many kids movies. It's like in Moana when the water sort of has a mind of its own. So this side of the water starts to do, and it goes this way, and then all the other water sloshes, and it's like whoosh, it's this wave of stuff. That to me is how I think about life balance. It is, it's just almost impossible, and I think that's step one. So I'm going to have 4 phases to talking about life balance. This week is step 1, and then the next 3 weeks, so the month of April. I haven't really looked to see if there's 4 weeks or 5 weeks, but we'll figure it out. We'll be talking about the rest of it, but I kind of just wanted to start with deconstructing the concept. I think in culture a lot of times there's these things that come out, like work-life balance, and we just sort of accept them and think, okay, this is how we're thinking about this, and we never stop to question what it is that we're thinking about. So what I'm trying to do today is question what we're thinking about and challenge that and say, what if we think about this in a different way? What if we say life balance? Not possible. So then what are we after? You know, you wipe out that one, and so you start somewhere new. And it's, for me at least, it's very freeing to not feel like I have to live up to that standard, to not feel like I have to achieve that thing when it's almost impossible to do. So that's what we're doing today. And I'm almost done. It's going to be a short one today because I don't have 20 minutes to watch shows. My last one was 22 minutes, too long. So this one's going to be shorter so y'all can actually have time to watch it. So, yeah. So yes, I think it's impossible. And this is part of the reason that I do the photography that I do. So if you don't know, I do real life photo sessions. The reason I do it is because of work-life balance. If it's like this, or life balance, if it's like trying to balance this, you can't possibly appreciate those moments that are happening. And I'm not talking about getting all dressed up. I'm talking about the real life every moment. And what my photo sessions do is it takes you away from the pizza pan. It takes you away from trying to balance life, and it gives you this new perspective. It pulls you out of the chaos so you can really see what's happening. And that is what I'm so passionate about. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, my photo sessions serve a purpose. They're there to reframe how we think about our lives and how we do things, and that's why they're really special to me. So, step 1 is reframing it, and photo sessions are one way that I do that, but reframing how you think about it, choosing to, you know, obliterate the unicorn of life balance in a nice way, of course. We'll just send him off to pasture somewhere. But just thinking about it in a new way and deciding that I'm going to strive for something else. So this week in the group, if you don't know, I have a group, Compassion and Cojones, where we talk about the things that I talk about on Tuesday Lives. I haven't really named it. Maybe I want to call it Tuesday Lives. And so we'll be continuing the conversation in there, and we have a weekly challenge that goes with it, which I'm kind of excited about. Sort of gets at how you're going to think about this and how we're going to approach it as we move forward. So that's this week, Tuesday at 10, Tuesday Live. I don't know, whatever I'm calling it. Thank you, Capturing the Chaos. Sorry, I can't, it's really hard. I'm gonna have to practice looking at the comments while I do this. So, all right, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next Tuesday to talk more about life balance, and don't wanna leave you hopeless. Like, I think there's things that we can do to achieve stuff, so that's where we're gonna go from here. All right, see you guys later.